Through this webinar, we'll be going through the sections of the latest release notes and demonstrating how to use new features within the system. We'll start off with our VAT returns. What we have done is added a new setting to the home setup screen, which will allow the user to get a warning if the last bank reconciliation date is before the chosen VAT return end date. To view this, click Edit and select Company Warnings, and you will be able to see this new setting. As you can see, this setting will display a warning to the users if the last bank reconciliation date is before the chosen VAT return end date. You can select at what level the report will be reported at. So for example, if you want it to be reported to nobody, you can select nobody. If you wish for it to be reported to accountants only, you can select accountants only. If you wish for it to be reported to everyone, you can select all users. Once you're happy with your choice, click Save, and if at any time this scenario takes place, that user will be warned. We have also added an on-screen warning to the regular VAT return screen. I will now navigate to a VAT return period within one of these demonstration companies to show this new feature. If you just hover over Books and VAT Returns and open up any period that is longer than 3 months, you should now see the following warning at the exception message section. So what we have done is that if a period is more than 3 months, this warning will appear to let you know that it's longer than usual period. The warning can be cleared off manually, and then the return can then be submitted upon clearance. If I was to select Clear, I'll be able to then allow submission and proceed as normal. What we have also done is added a new feature to the Banks section of the software. If you hover over Books and go to Banks, what we have done is that for each individual bank, we have added a nominal code section. If I click Edit, I'll be able to show you this. As you can see, it's telling me what nominal is being used. So it is now clear to the user which nominal code we use per bank account. And if you were to add a bank account manually by clicking Add New, you can select which nominal to be used for that bank account. So what we have also done, we have made changes to how the bank import works. If I hover over Books and click on Statements, what we now do is allow any CSV files to be uploaded into the bank rec screen. If you upload a file we do not recognize, then what we do now is ask you to select which fields you would like the system to look at. I will demonstrate this to you now. If I just click on Create Statement and choose the file I wish to import, so the one I wish to do is Bank File 2017, and click Upload, what you should see is a Transaction Import Helper screen. This screen allows me to select which field represents what. So if I say this is the date, this is the pay section, this is the debit section, and this is the credit section, the system will recognize that for my import and import accordingly. As you can see, I'm now taken to the import preview screen. If I'm happy, I click Confirm. And what that will do then is take me to the bank reconciliation screen with my imported transactions. So if I now go onto my bank reconciliation screen, as you can see, there's my 3 imported transactions from that example. There is my 3 transactions in account, all of them matching up. Which brings me nicely to another new feature that we've brought to the bank reconciliation feature, which is now you get the option to match all. So if I click on Reconcile Matches, what that does is allows all these transactions to be matched off in one go rather than individually. There you go. Easy as that. As well as that, what we can also do now is create journal transactions straight from the bank reconciliation screen for the bank account. So if I click on Create Transactions and choose either debit or credit, you should now see a new option called Journal. This allows me to manually post a journal transaction to this bank nominal. As well as these changes, what we have also done is now allow you to upload to existing. What this means that is when importing a bank statement, we now give you the option to upload to existing. This will allow you to import a file to an existing statement in Just Accounts without having to create one. If I click Create Statement, choose a file, and what I can do is click Upload into Existing. And then what that will do then is it will upload these transactions to an existing bank reconciliation rather than creating a new one. As well as being able to upload to existing, we have also now added a view import section that allows you to view what statements have been imported in just accounts, and you can also view what transactions were imported. As you can see, there's our two imports, and it allows you to see who the user was and how many transactions was. And if you click on the import button here, it will actually show you the transactions as well. Moving on from the bank reconciliation feature, we have also made changes to how purchase invoices work. If I just navigate out and go into a different company and go on to purchase invoices, we have now added an option to auto pay for recurring purchase invoices. So what this means that if we create a recurring purchase invoice now, you've got the option to click auto pay. What this means that every time the purchase invoice is created, the payment is automatically also created as well, depending on what bank number you selected, and the payment will be made from that bank account. Another small change we have made is now we fully support both the student loan plans. So previously we only supported plan 1. However, we now support plan 2 as well. If you navigate to the employee details screen and click edit and scroll down, you can now see that student loan, when clicked, gives you a student loan plan. So if I just untick that, untick it again, as you can see, it pops up the student loan plan, and I can select which student loan plan this individual is on. And whichever one you select will dictate how the payroll is calculated next time you run. Once you're happy, click save and it will update that plan for you. Also, you may be aware that we are currently building an option to process CIS Sole Traders. This is still in development at the moment, so certain areas are currently still being worked on, but I wanted to take you through this new option regardless. What you will need to do is actually enable CIS firstly, so just make the company CIS enable, click edit in the company details screen, and in the tax settings, make sure CIS enabled is clicked, and then add the appropriate information. Next, what you will need to do is verify the employee to say that they are sole trader and working within the CIS industry. So if I just choose person 1, and as you can see, I can now verify this individual as a CIS subcontractor. I click this button and add the appropriate information, click Save Verified. I will get some information back to let me know whether this is matched and what the CIS deduction rate is. We had previously done this one for you, so as you can see, the information came back as matched. CIS deduction rate is net, and it was when it was last updated, as well as the verification number. Once this is done, what you can then do is proceed to using the CIS Sole Trader option by beginning in importing timesheets. So if I go on Employees and import timesheets, what I can do is import timesheets for my CIS Sole Trader straight to just accounts. I'll just choose that file and find the file I wish to upload and click import. As you can see, it says uploaded information from my CIS Trader 1, 2, and 3. When I'm happy, I click import timesheets and approve. So now they have been created on just accounts. So what we need to do is do a batch update where we invoice the agency, but create a purchase invoice to show the payments going out to these sole traders. If I click on batch update and select invoice of purchase invoice, select all my individuals, click update, what the system will do now is create an invoice where the money comes in, and also create a purchase invoice where when money comes in to add payment. If I go on invoices, if the money is coming from the agency, I select on number 9, click edit. I'll be able to see my CIS deductions. When I'm happy, click post. And then once the payments come in, click again and add the payment. And what you will see is the CIS deduction there for the money coming in. Once I'm happy, I click post. But then also, what the system would have done, rather than have an invoice with all the individuals on it, it would have created individual purchase invoices for all these individuals that we have just imported. So there's our 1, 2, and 3. And what you need to do is, once you're happy with the payment that's come in, click make payment for that individual and click OK. And what the system does is then again deducts the CIS for that as well. So once you've done that, what our system will do is that it will create a pay statement for you that you can then send to your sole trader. This is currently still in development. However, we will be able to demonstrate this to you shortly once it's went through development. Finally, what we will be able to do then is do a CIS 300. Hover over companies and click CIS 300, and what the system will then do is allow you to calculate the CIS 300 for each particular month. So as you can see, this is currently calculating the CIS 300 for month 12. Once you're happy with that, you can submit that to HMRC to show the total deductions and the total payments. Now that it's finished calculating, I can submit to HMRC if I'm happy with this result. If I want to view the details, I can click details and it will show me details of exactly what payments have come in for this period. For the process I've just showed you, if you have any questions or would like more information, please email demonstrations@justaccounts.com or contact your account manager. Also, while I have you for the webinar, I would like to point out that Just Accounts Payroll is now complete. We will be managing the rollout of this with you all directly, and your account manager will be in touch to discuss this in more detail. If you have any questions or queries in the meantime, please contact us at demonstrations@justaccounts.com and we'll be happy to provide you with more information. I do hope that you have found this webinar helpful and enjoyed viewing the new features. If you have any questions or if you have any feedback, please send an email to me at demonstrations@justaccounts.com. I would also like to take this moment to say if anyone is interested in booking in any training sessions to cover this feature in full or just refresher sessions for any other features, then please email me at demonstration@justaccounts.com to discuss this further. Thank you for your time this morning, and I hope to see you all on future webinars.